Hi, I'm Chris Roselli.
And I'm Clara Lewis. Welcome to Western Window, a show made for you by students at Western Washington University.
This time we get the chance to sit down with Dr. Jerry Flora, former Western president, professor, and local television host. We'll talk to a student about her trip to the Arctic.
We'll visit some students and alums working in clean tech right here in Bellingham. We'll learn more about Western's water ski team and more. So stay with us as we explore our world through Western Window. Dr. Jerry Flora began his career at Western in 1957 as Associate Professor of Biology. He later served as Academic Dean, Director of Aquatic Studies, and was Western's 8th president from 1976 to 1982. He's taught overseas, written books, and hosted television shows, and through it all, he's remained a natural storyteller. We had the chance to sit down with him and talk about his experience at Western.
I was in the biology department, joined it in 1957, back when Willie Wade Haggard was president, and I don't remember what our enrollment was in 1957. I would guess probably 2,000 or 3,000. But we've added students year after year after year, got larger and larger and larger. I think about all the things that have gone on in the student body as they were stomping around and demonstrating and protesting the Vietnam War and all that stuff. Those were memories. Think about living in the old Canada House. That was the president's house with my family, and the events that occurred in that period of time. '67. Oh yeah, and I was president until 1975. That was 8 years, 1 month, 3 days, I think. My big concern was that the faculty really be devoted to helping students learn. And I spent an awful lot of time taking students on beach walks and that kind of thing, because that was my commitment. Western is a damn good university, in my opinion, because the faculty are committed to helping young people learn. And I think Bruce is a good president. And I think his predecessor was a good president. And I'm so glad they named that Camp Street building after her. Oh, good old Fairhaven. It was certainly the first cluster college at Western. And it was similar in some ways to a cluster college been established at Florida State University. And other places had done it too. So that it wasn't original here at Western. But it was original at Western, but not in the world. The idea was they wanted to have a college with a dean, and that they would make their own decisions, and it would report directly to the president, not to an assistant dean or some person down the line. And they would have the power to create their own curriculum. I think it was a good idea. I still like it. Been taking people on walks on the beaches for years. I did that down in Stuart, Florida when I was teaching high school. And I did that as a student, a graduate student at the University of Florida. And when I got out here at Western, I continued to do the same kind of thing. And I ran into Dallas Swift. He knew I was doing that kind of stuff. Maybe he went on one of my early beach walks, I don't know. But he's the one that talked me into putting on a regular program, Typo Critters. Someone would be up there with a TV camera, projecting it, and it would go in the air. And as soon as we were through, I was dead as a horse. I was dead white it was over. Yeah. Oh yeah, we did a lot of that stuff. And did I think it was important? I don't know whether I did or not. I knew I had to do it. Because I really, then and still do, believe in the principle of young people learning, building good lives. And that was an outflow thing from Huxley too, because Huxley, we did a lot of that stuff. If we can actually be there looking at these things, it's something that will have more effect on your mind. At least you'll remember. I don't give a damn. You know, that's something I never think about, really. I like my kids to remember me. I don't know why, but I think it's mainly because of the DNA transmission. But I don't care whether Western remembers me. I remember Western, and I was committed to the place and still am. Well, I want it to be a place that helps people have a good life. That's what I want. How do you establish that? By the commitment, being committed to the education of young people. And that's what I hope we really adhere to. And let that be most important, and let second importance be writing books, doing research. Research is fine. In my judgment, the other is more important. But that's
The Polaris Project is an innovative international collaboration among students, professors, and scientists. During this annual month-long field expedition to the Siberian Arctic, undergraduate students conduct cutting-edge investigations that not only advance our understanding of the changing Arctic, but provides them with one unforgettable adventure.
My name is Becky Tachihara. I'm a senior here at Western this year. I'm studying environmental journalism, and that is how I found out about the Polaris Project. I had an environmental journalism class, and we had a couple of the people who have been on the Polaris trip come in and speak to us and tell us that they were going to consider taking environmental journalism students in the upcoming trip, so that's sort of how I found out about it. In brief, what the Polaris Project is an undergraduate research field course that takes a group of students from different colleges around the US and also internationally, and takes us to the Siberian Arctic, so way, way, way northeastern Russia. And we stay at a science station there called the Northeast Science Station. And most of the students do research on things like how climate change is going to impact Arctic systems, or is impacting Arctic systems. So looking at things like permafrost and nutrient cycling, and carbon is sort of a big theme in the whole research. But since I'm not a science student, what I got to do was follow all the scientists around with a camera and document what was going on. And my goal was to find a way to sort of work towards the goals of communicating Arctic science that the project has. So I created some multimedia videos and photography, and I've also created a web portfolio of my work. For me, one of the most interesting things that I learned was just so much about the way that science works. Because not being a science student, you know, in my head, I knew there was a lot of research that happened outside of the lab, but, you know, I'd never really seen science in action. And so actually getting to see like everything that it entails, you know, like running around up and down muddy streams, laying down in the grass to try to get a water sample. It's really, really cool. And that's one of the things why I wanted to become an environmental journalist, was to help people learn about science. There were international students as well as international PIs, which are primary investigators. So they were sort of our supervisors, professors, and professional scientists who also went on the trip. So we had 3 students who were from Russia and 1 student from Norway who were on the trip. And then we had a PI who was British and 1 who was Dutch. So it was a pretty broad range. And then we also had 2 students from Puerto Rico, which isn't really international, but still kind of multicultural, really cool type thing. So and from the United States, we had people from Washington, Oklahoma, Oregon, Massachusetts. In terms of things that, what like everybody had to deal with, a lot of it was just environmental things. It's kind of cliche amongst people who participated to say it was the mosquitoes, but the mosquitoes were not fun. Huge swarms of them, literally like this tall and this wide, just solid with mosquitoes. Every once in a while we would even play a game with how many mosquitoes could you hit with one hand, and one time it got up into like multiple dozens. So one of the ways that we had to deal with the mosquitoes was by wearing head nets. So some people had full bug shirts that were like netted shirts that you could wear, but I just had a hat. So my lovely safari hat and the net that goes over the top of it. So this is kind of what I would look like out in the field, keeping the mosquitoes away from my face. Usually worked pretty well. Also was full body like rain gear so that mosquitoes couldn't get into me, but this is my mosquito protection unit hat. The worst part was actually like when it came time to say goodbye to everyone. We'd formed such a close bond over that month that you realize, this person is going home to Moscow or to like Oslo. I'm never going to see them again, and it's just super sad. That was the worst part about having like people from all over the place. And it was actually, I feel like I learned a lot just about different cultures and people from different places by having these international students. And then, of course, we experienced some of the culture just by living at the science station with its Russian occupants. And so that was kind of neat. We got to experience a lot of Russian food, which, by the way, is amazing. It's like my favorite thing. I miss it a lot. We had an amazing cook. Her name is Valentina, and she can do the most amazing things with moose you would never even believe. I'd really love to learn more about the Russian culture and sort of spend some more time there, not out in the sticks. I'm trying to learn Russian as a language now, so that's kind of cool.
The Western Washington University Tournament Water Ski Team was formed in the late 90s and is currently the largest team outside of California and Arizona. Their goal is to foster and develop the sport of water skiing. There are no requirements to join, and team members get to feel what it's like to dance on top of water.
Water skiing is life to me. I don't really know what else I would do without it.
I think more importantly than that, we're just, a group of people who have the same kind of passion for being on the water and being around the water. We're just a group of kids who like to ski and hang out together and have a lot of fun.
It's kind of a lifeline for myself. It's one of those things I've, really based my life on. I take every winter, and every winter I'm looking towards summer saying, oh, I'm ready to start water skiing, It's kind of one of those things that's just grown with me as a person.
I think the team is a really welcoming place, and you can hop in no matter what experience level you're at.
Don't be intimidated, that's the biggest thing, because I feel like people just assume that we have all advanced, very skilled skiers, and that's not the case. We have new people joining all the time.
When I was a freshman coming in the team, it's, you're always a little hesitant. I just want to tell people, come out and join the water ski team. Take that chance. We are a great group of kids, great group of people, and we love new members.
favorite part about the team would have to be the team members. They are, as tacky and cliche as this probably sounds, it's literally like a family. I spend all of my time with the water ski team it's almost sickening.
One of the things that keeps me coming back to the team every year is that the people. It's, it's one of those things, it's kind of like a family.
Favorite part about this team, it's my family. Just, this is where all my best friends are. Get to come out here after school, relax. It's nice.
I just want people to know that the water ski team exists. There are so few people that have no idea that there is even a water ski team at Western.
Yeah, just get a hold of one of the club members, and that's the easiest way to see how it's going on. The guys have a great opportunity of skiing on our lake, which is what you see in the background, to being on Lake Samish too. So they can pretty much ski 7 days a week.
The Goodmans are great. Some of the most influential people in the water ski world. Terry Goodman is an awesome coach. Definitely would not be as great as the team without him.
I've been 2-time National Coach of the Year for the USA Water Ski. I've been a Canadian National Team Coach, a US Team Coach, a French National Team Coach, and the United Arab Emirates Coach. So I've had the opportunity, thanks to my brother and my dad, being able to travel the world and go put on clinics and sit in the boat and coach people. So.
Goals for next year are keeping people around. Nationals is going to be a huge one.
If all goes well, we should be able to win nationals next year.
The goal is always to, be a top-ranked team in the nation.
We're winning D2 next year.
That's like their focus, just going to nationals.
Every year we go back into the sport with that mindset, being on top, being number one. So, with that being said, we have a lot of good members on this team. With the growth year we've had, I don't see why we can't be a number one ranked team in D2 next year.
Hard to imagine iTech Energy, which is the largest solar manufacturer in the state of Washington, as a small business with only 20 employees. It's not surprising, however, that most of those employees hail from Western Washington University as either students or recent graduates. Together, though, they are working hard to make solar the top energy choice in Washington.
John Flanagan, the owner and founder of iTech, he'd actually had a previous manufacturing company making vacuum cleaners and whole house vacuum cleaning systems. And about in the year 2008, with the downturn in housing, he said, I kind of see that is going to potentially kill my business. So he started looking into other opportunities. He'd always been interested in solar. So he sort of took the plunge and said, I'm going to take myself and my business and sort of move off into that direction and diversify into solar.
The great thing about iTech is that we tend to hire within the community, so that a lot of the people who work here are either friends or past colleagues of people that currently work here. So I think we've had really good luck with that.
I graduated from Fairhaven. I generally do development, marketing, a lot of logistics, strategy, that sort of thing. And Western played that role in sort of giving me the path from the beginning when I came out of high school thinking I want to go with biology, I'm interested in ecology, and seeing the role of business actually in playing in the vital role in the ecology of our future. So yeah, I think it played that role. And the flexibility of Fairhaven allowed me to, find my footing.
I graduated in '92 from the technology department, manufacturing engineering. My knowledge and experiences at Western, I think, prepared me real well for what I'm doing today.
Going to Western definitely changed my outlook on, I guess, on the way that our society is operating and the problems that we need to face in the coming generations. You can't really fix problems through technological solutions, and maybe that's not the answer that you were expecting from someone who works at an energy company, a sustainable energy company. But it's important that we're doing what we're doing, but it's only a small step.
Solar's definitely on a steep rise. I started Ecotech in 2004, the first solar contractor in Whatcom County, and there really wasn't anything going on in terms of solar at that point. And every single year since then has been bigger and bigger.
You hear from client after client that, they're like, I didn't even think there were any solar panels around until I got them, and then they look around and they're like, hey, they're everywhere. And so hopefully, if you're thinking about it, just start looking around on rooftops all around, and I guarantee you'll start seeing solar panels all over the place.
Whatcom County, of all the counties in Washington State, actually has the highest growth in solar. So that's something Whatcom County can be proud of.
The state has actually seen renewables, or in particular solar, grow. I think it's by 35%, 30 to 35% annually, year over year. For us this year, we've been actually slammed in the last about week or so.
And in Washington State, the incentives are quite high for people to make that investment.
And the way it works is that if you use Washington State built equipment, you will get paid from the utility a 54-cent per kilowatt hour premium on everything you produce, regardless if you use it or not. So everything you produce, you get paid 54 cents.
It's basically an investment that has an internal rate of return anywhere from 10 to 14 to 15%.
Germany is the largest solar market in the world. They've got about half of the world's installed solar panels just in that one country. And here in Bellingham, we get about 25% more sun to work with than they do there. Half of the year's daytime and half of the year's nighttime. And on the equator, that's split evenly year round. You've got a 12-hour day and a 12-hour night. But this far north, we've got this really lopsided days. We've got a 16-hour day in the summer with an 8-hour night, and the opposite in the winter, the 8-hour day with a 16-hour night. And so luckily, most of the cloudy weather that makes us feel like solar shouldn't work here comes in the winter when our days are short. And our really great weather comes in the summer when the days are really long. And because we've got what's called net metering, we were basically able to save up that summer sun to use through the winter by spinning our meter farther and farther and farther back all summer, and then we use those credits up through the winter when the days are short. Almost all of the work we're doing right now is with iTech. They're the local manufacturer. It's great to support the local company. They're a great product, and it's the best bang for the buck for our clients. So it's really a win all the way around. They're great guys to work with, and they've got a great product, and gets our clients what they need, a good system that's going to last a long time and a quick financial return.
Excuse me. Pass it over. You know the rules. I'm gonna take that, please. Thank Feel free, food, coffee, I'll do.
Hi, my name is Mike, and I am a Trekkie.
Hello, my name's Leia, and my affection for literature has brought me to this gathering.
Hi, Leia.
Hi, Leia.
Hi, Leia.
Hi, my name is Albert. I am a science addict focusing on theoretical mathematics with applications in quantum physics and thermodynamics.
Hi, Albert.
Hi, Albert.
Hello, my name is Doug. I am a comic book nerd.
Hi, Doug.
Hi, Doug.
Yesterday, my parents met with this guy, Doug, and then they forced me to come to this meeting.
That wraps up this episode of Western Window.
Be sure to tune in next time as we explore the world at and around Western Washington University.